Okay, guys. So welcome to this orientation session for the Advanced Financial Management for the December 2023 and March 2024 examination session. Uh, Before I start off, let me just give you a brief background about myself. So myself, Luqman Rafiq, I have been in teaching profession for more than 13 years now. I've been teaching different subjects, which includes the financial reporting areas, the financial management, and the performance management areas. I've been teaching different qualifications, which include ACCA, ICAEW, CIMA, and the local Pakistani Chartered Accountancy qualification of ICAP. I have been conducting trainings for different institutions, and I'm also engaged with the corporate trainings for international institutions traveling across the globe and conducting the trainings. Plus, in addition to this, I have been engaged by ACCA on several occasions. I don't exactly remember, but it's more than 10 times that I've conducted the global webinars for ACCA. So have been doing it for ACCA even, I did it for the AFM, did it for the APM, did it for the AAA, different subjects that I've done. So what is the agenda for the session of today? The agenda for session of today is we're going to have a discussion about what the Advanced Financial Management Syllabus is all about, the approach and the strategy that we would be adapting in order to tackle this AFM paper. And plus, I would also be taking you people through a planner that I've developed for you to complete the AFM course, along with the schedule for the revision marathon sessions that we will be doing, plus the schedule for the mock examinations that we would be conducting pertaining to this specific course. So let's just start off. For any specific course that I actually go through, the first thing that I try to do is that I try to take you people through the syllabus and discuss the relational diagram of the subject. So this is in front of me, a relational diagram for the AFM. And if you could just look at the relational diagram for this AFM, you've got a management accounting paper, you've got a financial management paper, then you've got a connection with the SBL paper also, the management accounting, which is also known as F2, the financial management, which is also known as F9, and then this AFM, which is also known as P4. So what is actually going to happen is that you've got the F2, F9, and the P4. These are the papers that are actually there. Now let's try to discuss this. Let's try to understand. You could see that there is actually a connection between the AFM and the SBL. I repeat, there is actually a connection between the AFM and the SBL. Now, what exactly is the connection between the AFM and SBL? I'll just take you people through as I move through the syllabus. But if somebody of you has not attempted SBL earlier, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. You can still do the AFM paper without going through the SBL. So don't worry about it that I've not gone through the SBL. How would I be able to handle this relationship of the SBL with the AFM? You don't have to worry about it. You will still be able to handle it. So that's one thing. Now, let's move a bit forward. One of the queries that a lot of the students they have, that I attempted F9 some 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I've completely forgotten everything that was there in the F9. So you don't have to worry about it, because I will even take you through the website of Escribir Academy, and you'll be able to see that we have made available the financial management lectures for you people also. So just in case if you have forgotten FM, we have taken care of you through the financial management revision lectures. You don't have to worry about it. Plus, what happens is that there are students who got exemptions, so you don't have to worry about either, because again, those lectures can be used by you also, because when we teach financial management, we teach from the very, very basic. So what you could do is that you could adapt that basic, you could go through them. Anyways, so that's about the relationship diagram of the syllabus, but let's move a bit forward and let's discuss further. For the last 9 months or so, ACC has introduced 20 marks for the professional skills at the optional level examination. And for the AFM also, these are the 20 marks that are available, which are splitted between these four professional skills, including the communication, the analysis and evaluation, the skepticism, and the commercial acumen. These are the four areas over which the professional marks are spread. So actually what's going to be happening is that you've got 80 marks for the technical aspects and you've got 20 marks for the professional aspects. And I personally think that if you are not good at these 80, you cannot get these 20. So in order to get these 20, you have to be very good at these 80, because these 80 marks are ultimately going to have a significant influence about your 20 marks, because you just cannot demonstrate the professional skills till the time you're professionally sound. Now, let's start off. If I talk about the method of examination of the syllabus, so it's now a case with almost every optional paper that you get section A. In the section A, you've got one question which is of 50 marks. Out of those 50 marks, the 40 marks are technical marks and the remaining 10 marks are the professional marks. And what actually happens is that the professional skills that are examined is all four professional skills are examined in here. So I've got 2.5 marks for each of the professional skill of communication, analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and the commercial acumen. That's what you've got. Then the 40 marks are technical marks. And are there any confirmed areas for those 40 marks? The answer is no. It could be any specific area of the syllabus that could be examined. It could be any specific area of the syllabus that you could be tested out of. Then you have got section B, which has got 2 questions. Each one of them is worth 25 marks each, 25 marks each. And in these 25 mark question, you have got 20 marks which are technical. You've got 5 marks which are professional. So you've got 20 marks which are technical, you've got 5 marks which are professional. And what are the professional skills that are tested? In one of the questions, 2 professional skills are tested, and in another question, 2 professional skills are tested. So technically, you've got 5 mark, 5 mark, 5 mark, 5 mark, is split it into 2.5, 2.5 for each of the professional marks across the syllabus. That's what you have got. Now, if I move a bit forward and if I discuss a bit further, let's discuss further. So I've told you that you have got section A. I've told you have got section B. For section A, 1 question worth 50 marks. For section B, you've got 2 questions. Each is 25 marks. Each is 25 marks. That's what you have got. Now, let me just guide you people through the syllabus areas, that what are the key syllabus areas and how exactly are we going to be tackling those syllabus areas. So let me just take you people through. If you would look at the syllabus areas of the AFM, so you'd see that there is one area which is role of senior financial advisors. That's one area. You've got advanced investment appraisal. That's another area. You've got mergers acquisition, another area. Restructuring and reorganization, another area. Risk management techniques, area number 5. Professional skills, number 6. Employability and technical skills, number 7. I will start off with number 7 because it technically has nothing. You people must be aware that this paper is a computer-based examination paper. And when it is a computer-based examination paper, this would actually mean what? This would actually mean that this computer-based examination would require you to be able to use Word, Excel, or rather I would say a spreadsheet plus the CBE softwares. So when it comes to the employability and technology skills, the examiner, what they are up to is that they want you to be prepared for the real life. And if you are to be prepared for the real life, very simple, all that you have to demonstrate is you should be able to attempt the paper on the computer-based examination platform. If you are able to do it on the computer-based examination platform, it would be good enough for you, right? That's number one. Number two, the professional skills. I've already told you that there are 4 professional skills. Each one of them is of 5 marks. So that's 20 marks in total. Now let's talk about these 4 areas of the syllabus, which is the advanced investment appraisal, acquisitions and mergers, the corporate restructuring and reorganization, and the treasury and advanced risk management. So when I talk about these 4 areas of the syllabus, you know what is investment appraisal? Investment appraisal is simply when you are undertaking an investment. So evaluate whether we should invest or whether we should not invest. So this is also a decision for the capital nature expenditure. So when you are undertaking a capital nature expenditure, you want to know that whether we should undertake that capital nature expenditure or whether we should not undertake that capital nature expenditure. You get my point. Now just try to understand something. Basically, if we have to decide whether we should undertake a capital nature expenditure or not, there are different techniques that are used. Some of the techniques which are very famous are the NPV and the IRR. Here, when it comes to the advanced investment appraisal, there are advanced level techniques that we would be going through in addition to the concepts, in addition to the techniques that we've already discussed. So the additional techniques that we would be going through, that would include the adjusted present value technique, that would include the modified IRR, that would include the free cash flows, plus that would also be including the international investment appraisal. So what happens is that this is one of the core areas of the syllabus, and with respect to this specific area, we would be spending a good amount of time in this area, practicing this area, because there are certain smaller topics and almost every single examination attempt has got something pertaining to the advanced investment appraisal. So it's an area that you should be prepared upon. It's an area that you should be ready to face in the examination. The second is an area of acquisition and mergers. The acquisition and mergers, the words are used interchangeably, but generally the literal meaning is like this. Acquisition is to acquire something, acquire a company. Merger is to merge 2 entities, right? Now, just try to understand this thing. When we talk about this acquisitions and mergers, so there are different things with respect to acquisition and merger that are examinable. What are those different things that are examinable? The number one of them is you should know the different valuation techniques that if you wish to acquire a company, how would you be valuing that company? Source of finance to acquire. Third is that the laws and regulation. And fourthly, the non-financial aspect pertaining to this acquisition and mergers. That is also something that you would have to be worried about. So what we would be doing when we would be talking about this acquisitions and mergers is that we would be talking about the different valuation techniques, whether that be asset based, whether that be income based, whether that be cash flow based valuation. Plus we'd be talking about that how exactly would you be funding any specific acquisition. What are the laws and regulations that could have an implication upon your acquisition deal? Plus any non-financial aspects like what could be the reaction of the stakeholders, what is strategic advantage we can get as an entity, etc., etc. The multiple things that you would have to consider when you would be going through this acquisition and the mergers areas. Again, an important area of the syllabus. Then you've got corporate reconstruction and reorganization. If I could just give you a bit of an idea, there are 3 different types of restructuring and reorganization, and from the examination perspective, 2 areas are being tested very frequently. One of them is called financial reconstruction. The other one of them is called portfolio reconstruction. What is this financial reconstruction? What is this portfolio reconstruction? So when I talk about the financial reconstruction, it's about bringing about a change to financial structure of the entity. Now, what do we mean by bringing about a change to the financial structure of the entity? So the financial structural changes could be you could have a debt that's being converted to equity. There could have an equity that's being converted into debt. You can have one form of debt which is being converted to another form of debt. You could have one form of equity that's being converted to another form of equity. So actually bringing about a change to the way an entity is financed, to the way an organization is financed, that is what the financial restructuring is. It's being undertaken for multiple purposes, at times for increasing the value of the business, at times for reducing the weighted average cost of capital, different aspects, different purposes that are being there in order to undertake the financial reconstruction. The second thing is the portfolio reconstruction. And when we talk about the word portfolio, so the portfolio actually refers to your group of investments. So when we talk about the portfolio reconstruction, which is about the group of investments, what is probably going to happen with respect to portfolio is that there could be businesses the entity would want to divest. There would be businesses that you want to bring about a change, like you might actually outsource the production. There might be businesses that you want to delist, etc., etc. There could be multiple changes as to the constituencies of any specific business. Like there is a conglomerate that has got a steels business, that has got fertilizers business, that has got banking business, that has got insurance businesses. What it could do is that it could enter into an activity where it could restructure the whole entity. So those things could happen. So what you need to understand is that when we talk about the word corporate reconstruction and reorganization, so majorly the two things that are there, one of them is the financial reconstruction, the other one of them is called portfolio reconstruction. And what we would be doing is that we would be dealing with the different scenarios, different situations through which we could understand that what is going to be the impact on the entity's value, impact on entity's cash flow, impact on entity's WACC, impact on entity's gearing, impact on entity's interest costs, etc., etc. There are multiple things that we might actually have to consider when we would be going through the corporate reconstruction and the reorganization. And lastly, you've got the treasury and the advanced risk management areas. So that includes the interest rate risk management, that includes the currency risk management. You have already gone through some portion at the financial management level, but at this specific level, it is very different. It is quite different, quite it's something that is at an advanced level, and that is going to prepare you for the advanced stage. So now, these four are actually the core areas. I repeat, these four are actually the core areas of the AFM syllabus. So if any one of you wants to pass the AFM, these are the four areas you should never skip. You should not skip any single area out of these. Then you could see that this is another area which is role of financial advisor in an MNC. It has having a connection with section this, and this. It is having a connection with almost every single section. Now, when it is having a connection with almost every single section, so what does that suggest? That means that this area is going to be tested alongside this, and this. And for your ease and for your comfort, let me just guide you. This is majorly the theoretical area. This is majorly the theoretical area. Now, so a lot of students, they are like, what should we do to pass the AFM examination? So let me just give you some of the key tips for passing the AFM examination. Number one of them is you should do all four core areas of the syllabus in detail. You should practice questions pertaining to it, whether that is the investment appraisal area, whether that is going to be the mergers and acquisition area, whether that is going to be the reconstruction area, and lastly, the risk management area. You just cannot afford to skip any of these areas. These 4 core areas of the syllabus, you just cannot afford to skip any specific part out of that. Number two is that a very important aspect is to make sure that you go through the theoretical aspects. Approximately 40% paper is theory, or I would say 35% paper is theory. If you're not good at theory, you will fail. And the theory that's examined, approximately 15 to 17 marks, like this. 15 to 70 marks of the theory is pertaining to the scenario, and 15 to 17 mark is a general theory. So if you as a student would like to pass, so general theory is something there, the specific scenario specific theory is something there. So what you would have to do is that you would have to consider both the specific aspects. Now, and third thing is that the CBE practice, that's very important. If you don't practice on the CBE practice platform, you will not be able to pass. So if you wish to pass the paper, you just have to make sure that you master yourself on the CBE platform, because then you will not be complaining that I ran out of time and I could not find this formula, I could not copy this, I could not copy that, etc., etc. You would not be actually moaning on those things. So now, if I say with respect to AFM, so I think that if I was part and parcel of the ACCA's council, or the body that makes the decisions, I would make AFM a mandatory paper. I think it's one of those papers that gives you a real insight as to what a finance professional should be. So if you are doing AFM, that means you are ready for the financial world, you are ready to take on the world. That's what you would actually be doing. Now, the important thing is that the approach that I will adopt with respect to handling this specific course. So let me just take you people through. You have in front of you this website of escribiracademy.com. When you would log on to this specific website, there's going to be a pop-up of this admissions open. You could just click on ACCA extensive courses. When you're going to click on ACCA extensive courses, you could just go on to search the AFM here. And when you would search AFM here, you would find AFM extensive course. Just click on this AFM extensive course by Luqman Rafiq. Don't worry about these 293 lectures. This is not 293 hours. This is much less than this. And the lectures have increased because I've given FM revision. I've given FM revision here also. I've given FM revision here also. FM revision here also. So there are multiple financial management revision lectures that are also available. So just don't worry about that it is going to be such a long syllabus. No, it's not going to be such a long syllabus. You don't have to worry about it. Now, so what I've done is that I've made available the pre-recorded lectures, and these pre-recorded lectures are going to be available to you. Plus, there is a planner that is being prepared for you people, keeping in mind the chapters that are there on the web portal. Plus, you could see that there is a self-study deadline that we have given to you. Then you could see that there is a discussion date, because I'll be having a weekly one live session where I would be conducting a discussion on the areas that I had told you people. So I'll be doing a discussion on those areas. And what I'll be doing is that this is the whole timetable, this is whole planner that is being prepared for you. And then you could see that we would be getting over by the 10th of November. And after 10th of November, you'll have 15 days to revise. And from the 24th and 25th of November, we'll be having a 2-day revision marathon session, which would be around 8 to 10 hours long. And that would be covering the examination practice. Plus, there are going to be 2 mocks that would be conducted. So you would be able to get 2 mocks, and you will be able to get feedbacks to them also. The approach that we adopt is that this schedule is going to be shared with you. The lectures are going to be made available to you. All that you have to do is that you just have to make sure that you get ready according to the timeline, according to the deadline, you get over with the relevant topics, so that once you come to the class, you are able to ask as many questions as possible. And because when you are going to ask as many questions, I'll be able to answer as many questions to the best of my capabilities. So this is the approach that we adopt. This is the methodology that we go for. And this is what we are going to do with the AFM course. So yes, Mohammed Jamali, I'll do a session for the CV simulation, but just to give you an idea, see here, if I could just give you, there's a questions that are done on the CV platform also. There are many questions that are done on the CV platform. It's just that not every question, not in front of every question we have mentioned CV platform, but a lot of questions have been done on the CV platforms just for the sake of your understanding and for the sake of your ease. So basically, that is it from my side with respect to the AFM. I've given you a plan. I've given you the approach that I will be adopting. And what I would like to do is that I would like to welcome each one of you to come and join me for this AFM session for the December 2023, March 2024. And inshallah, you would have an amazing experience. You would have an amazing experience of learning this AFM course. I can give you the contact number of our team at Escribir. If any one of you would like to contact, you could contact them, +92 345 828 7222. I can even share my contact number also, but usually I'm not able to respond back to all the queries. Like, I'm just sitting here conducting the session, so I'm getting so many queries at the back end, so I'm not usually able to respond back on time. I will respond back, but that would be a bit delayed. So if there are any questions that any one of you, you are most welcome to ask, or I'll just conclude the session here, and I would be meeting you people now on the 22nd of September, where I would be going through the topics that I have identified that should be covered up. Yeah, please, if any one of you having any specific question, you're most welcome to ask. I'll be happy to answer them. Jamale, it would not be possible to unmute right now, I think, because there is this technical issue with this. So you could just type out if you wish to, please. I'm sorry about it, my friend, actually, because just to make sure that we are able to give this experience at times one or two gadgets if they are missing, so usually unable to do this. Okay, anyone having any other questions, please, you're most welcome to ask, or else we'll just conclude the session now. 35%, yeah, approximately 35% or more. 35% is what it is. Like out of 80% technical, 35% is theory. Calculations is rest 45%, so that makes it 80%, and then 20 professional marks. Now question would arise that how would we get the professional marks? You don't have to worry about it. First get over with the technical aspect. The professional aspect would come automatically. Okay, anyone else having any other question on this, please? You don't have to worry about Shahir Kareem. If you are going to enroll with us, you just have to follow the sequence and follow the planner. That's what you have to do. You don't have to worry about that how would you cover up, etc., etc. You don't have to worry about that, please. Shahir, you just have to follow the sequence. That's it. Or the planner. Yes, Arslan, you'll be getting the notes also. The notes are available. I mean, like when you log on to the platform, so what actually happens is that, let me just show you. There's this, in fact, when you'd be part of the what, see, this is this handouts. This is the link to all the handouts. Plus, when you'll be part of the WhatsApp group description also has got the link to the to the handouts. So you could just download them, you could print them. That is also possible. Shahir, hopefully, inshallah, you'll be able to do the December session, provided you spend time from now, and you could just follow the planner, because the planner that I showed you, it was for you to be able to complete this course by uh, by the uh, by the by the 10th of November, inshallah. Yes, Nusrat, you can start for the March 2024 now also. Uh, Yes, the pass rate is 40%. It's not a tough paper. It's a paper that requires you to do a bit more practice. But you look at the other papers like AAA or the APM, they don't even have the pass rates of 35%. So AFM has got a better pass rate as compared to those two papers. Yes, Nusrat, you could do it for the March 24 from now. Yes, latest intake was 47%, but generally AFM is 35, 38, 42, things like that. So yes, latest attempt was a very improved ratio, probably because of the professional marks that are there. Okay, guys. So I think that we're just gonna keep it till here. All of you who have enrolled, welcome to the club. Inshallah, you'll enjoy the experience. And those who have not been able to enroll till now, you can contact our team. They are usually available and responds back to you. Jazakallah khair, Aslan. Thank you. Okay. So thank you, guys. See you, inshallah, in the next session, which is going to be on the 21st of September, inshallah.